Welcome back to English Speaking Practice for Beginners. Today, we're diving into why communication at the pharmacy is crucial. David, have you ever found yourself in a tricky situation at a pharmacy?
Absolutely, Emma. Once in Thailand, I caught a cold and only managed to convey my symptoms by coughing and pointing. Thankfully, the pharmacist understood, but it highlighted the importance of clear communication.
That's a great point, David. Without proper communication, getting the right medication can be challenging. Did you know that according to a survey, 60% of international travelers face language barriers at pharmacies?
That's significant. And it makes sense because every country has different healthcare systems and regulations. However, some might argue that gestures and body language can suffice, but they're not always reliable.
Exactly. While gestures can help, they're not foolproof. Moving forward, equipping travelers with basic pharmacy-related vocabulary can vastly improve their experiences.
Indeed, imagine a world where everyone knows just a few essential phrases for emergencies. It's a small step that could make a big difference.
That's a future we should strive for. In our next segment, we'll dive into some key vocabulary to help listeners feel prepared.
Sounds great, Emma. Let's equip our listeners with the right tools. After all, a little preparation can go a long way.
Absolutely. So let's get into those crucial words and phrases. Ready to start?
Ready and excited. Let's help our listeners gain confidence in their pharmacy visits.
All right, let's talk about some essential pharmacy vocabulary. David, would you like to start with the basics?
Sure thing, Emma. A pharmacy or drugstore is where you buy medicine. The pharmacist is the professional who assists you in finding the right medication.
Great start! Let's not forget the prescription, which is a document from a doctor telling you what medicine you need. It's crucial for getting specific medications.
Exactly. But what if someone argues they can get over-the-counter meds without a prescription? Well, that's true. But prescriptions ensure safety and appropriateness of medication.
Right. Prescriptions provide a safety net. Painkillers, for example, are common medications used for headaches or toothaches, and knowing the right dosage is key.
Indeed, and let's add antibiotics to the list. These fight infections, but must be used cautiously to avoid resistance. It's essential to complete the prescribed course.
Absolutely, David. And for those coughs, a syrup can be a soothing solution. It's important to know how often to take it.
That's right, Emma. Misusing any medicine can lead to side effects, which is why understanding labels and asking questions is vital.
For sure. And speaking of questions, asking, "How often should I take this?" is a must. It prevents under- or overdosing.
Exactly. With this vocabulary, our listeners can navigate a pharmacy visit with much more confidence. Let's move on to practical sentences they can use.
Now that we've covered the vocabulary, let's get into some practical sentences. David, could you share a few common phrases?
Of course, Emma. One of the most common is, "I need medicine for a headache." It's direct and gets the point across effectively.
Definitely useful. Another important question is, do I need a prescription? This helps clarify whether you can buy the medication over the counter.
Exactly. And when you do get the medicine, asking "how often should I take this?" ensures you take it correctly.
Yes, and asking about side effects is crucial too. Are there any side effects? Can help you avoid unexpected issues.
Very true. However, some might think asking too many questions could be annoying, but pharmacists are there to help and appreciate informed customers.
Right. Asking questions shows you're proactive about your health. As we look ahead, these simple sentences can make pharmacy visits much less intimidating.
Indeed, Emma, our listeners will feel more empowered to handle these situations. Let's now see how these phrases work in a real-life context.
Great idea, David. Role-playing is a fantastic way to practice. Let's walk through a couple of common scenarios.
Perfect. This will definitely help our listeners feel more prepared and comfortable.
All right, let's start with a simple request scenario. Imagine you're at the pharmacy. David, how would you ask for cold medicine?
I'd say, "Hello, I need something for a cold." It's straightforward and lets the pharmacist know exactly what I need.
Perfect. And if the pharmacist asks, do you have a fever? Responding honestly helps them recommend the best option.
Exactly, Emma. And when they hand you the medicine, you could ask, "How often should I take this?" to ensure proper usage.
Great point, David. For a prescription scenario, you might start with, I have a prescription from my doctor. It's clear and direct.
That's right. And confirming the dosage with "how many times a day" ensures you follow the doctor's orders accurately.
Absolutely. Some might think these exchanges are repetitive, but they're essential for avoiding misunderstandings.
Exactly. Proactive communication prevents errors. As we look to the future, practicing these scenarios can make real-life interactions smoother.
Indeed. With these role plays, our listeners will feel more at ease. Ready for some tips and fun facts, David?
Absolutely. Let's add some interesting insights to wrap up our practice.
Let's dive into some tips and fun facts. Here's a tip. Always ask, how often should I take this? It helps avoid taking too much or too little.
Great tip, Emma. And here's a fun fact. The oldest known prescription was written in Mesopotamia over 40 years ago. It was for cough medicine made with herbs and honey.
That's fascinating, David. It shows how long the practice of prescribing medicine has been around. Some might wonder if natural remedies are still relevant today.
That's a great point. While modern medicine has advanced, many still find value in herbal remedies. It's about finding what works best for you.
Absolutely. As we look to the future, integrating traditional and modern medicine could offer holistic health solutions.
Indeed, Emma. And understanding these historical roots can enrich our perspective on modern practices.
For sure, David. And with these tips and insights, our listeners can feel more informed and confident in pharmacy interactions.
Exactly. It's all about being prepared and knowledgeable. Are we ready to wrap up with a summary, Emma?
Absolutely. Let's recap what we've learned today to reinforce our listeners' understanding.
Great idea. Summarizing will help solidify everything we've covered.
Today, we explored the importance of pharmacy communication, learned essential vocabulary, and practiced practical sentences. David, what's your key takeaway?
For me, it's the power of asking the right questions, like how often should I take this? It ensures proper medication use and prevents errors.
Great point. And we also discussed the role of prescriptions and how they safeguard our health by providing necessary instructions.
Absolutely, Emma. Plus, those fun historical insights remind us of the rich history behind modern practices. It's quite enlightening.
Very true. Looking ahead, these skills will empower our listeners to handle pharmacy visits with confidence in any English-speaking country.
Exactly. With these tools, they'll feel more prepared and less anxious about language barriers.
I hope this episode has been helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share with friends who might benefit from this practice.
And don't miss our next episode where we'll explore English for ordering food at a restaurant. It's sure to be just as engaging.
Until then, stay healthy, keep practicing, and remember, every word you learn brings you closer to confidence.
All right, that's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.